FlexTime was implemented at Aragon High School in the beginning of the 2015-2016 school year. It gives students 35 minutes of time twice a week to be in a classroom and either do schoolwork or meet with a teacher.
My personal opinion is I think it's going well. Having talked to students anecdotally, most will tell me that it gives them time to either work on homework or to get some extra help or to take some tests that they missed due to activities or athletic events or whatever. I've gone in sometimes and I've seen a teacher having a group of 20 kids that they're reteaching. And I've gone in other places where they're working individually with students. Most teachers, I think, have found what works and what doesn't work. I think the initial issues we had were too many students in a classroom. I'm sure many of the students have seen that also, but I think we're working it out as we've gone through the semester of what's comfortable for everybody.
I used FlexTime to get homework done at a point where I would be able to get more done before I went home, so I'd have less to do later. I've never slacked off during FlexTime because I realized that if I don't do it now, I'll have to do it later.
I think some students get their work done, but for the variety of them, unless you're constantly nagging them or making rules that nobody could talk, they're not doing that. It's a little difficult in here because there's tables, so that's an advantage and a disadvantage.
Sometimes I'm productive. I usually use it most to get rid of all the homework I have. That usually works.
In addition to the dedicated flex period many Aragon students are a part of, there is an intensive tutorial flex period in the library for select students who are especially struggling with academics.
The intensive is there's peer tutors in there, there's a number of adults helping. They're in with a computer lab and in the library, so they've got a number of resources to help them.
But when the school decided that they wanted to do flex time and they wanted some kind of a component for having tutors available in the flex time tutorial, I knew that I had a group of students that were a pool of candidates that could have worked for that. And so that came as a direct connection to having Tutor Club in the first place. They're supposed to walk around, see if anybody needs help. If somebody needs help, they sit down with that student who is asking for some tutoring help, and then they work with that student as long as the student requests their services.
I think we still struggle with it. We're trying to find how best we can serve students who are really struggling academically. And the move from the student lunchroom to the library was a great success. There's definitely a different feeling in the library, and it's much more focused and academic. And but that's definitely an area that we do continue to work on and see how we can best help students who are who have the most academic needs right at this point.
The Outlook surveyed 588 students and found that 88.4% of students thought that FlexTime is helpful. 85.9% of students reported that they are generally productive during FlexTime. The most common activities during FlexTime were completing homework, getting help from teachers, or making up tests.
I think as we have flex time within the schedule over the next couple years, that'll just become part of what students adapt to. They'll be expecting it. They'll know that 2 days a week, this is their time to get extra help, work on their homework, do whatever. But probably most of what I'm hoping for is to see that there is a reduction in stress among students. I don't care if kids just put their head down on their desk and rest for a few minutes. Anything that'll do them to help release some of the stress and let them continue on and be successful, that's what I'm looking for.